Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thanks so much for asking. What is your name, please?
My name is Brianna. What's your name?
My name is Richard.
Richard. Nice to meet you, Richard.
Yeah, it's nice to
And
meet you too.
where are you from?
I'm calling you from Brazil. I live in São Paulo.
Okay,
How about
awesome.
you?
I am from Florida in the US, but I actually live in Monterrey, Mexico.
Ah, nice. That's cool. Do you know how to
Yeah.
speak Spanish?
I'm learning. I wouldn't claim it yet, but I'm definitely trying to learn.
Mm, at what level? What level do you think you are at?
I would say intermediate. Like I can understand and I can read. It's speaking, right? That comes later, getting over your fears and just going for it. So that's making sentences. Like I have a lot of vocabulary, but putting it together in a sentence, right? Like you're
Yeah,
obvious, I'm sure familiar with.
yeah.
That's like, yeah, that's my struggle.
I see. Yeah. So you know exactly how hard it is to learn a new language, right?
Definitely.
Yes, and as you said, it's hard to put the words together. Especially, I think I can understand 100% of what you say, but when it comes to reproduce the words, to say the same things, I think that's when the things get more complicated.
Absolutely, definitely, yeah. But this is the best thing you can do for your English, like learning English, is having conversation.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
love it actually. I love this app. And I've been here for a while, and I can tell that my English has improved a lot. But I'd like to practice more my speech skills, like to make speech and to sound as natural as possible.
Uh-huh. Like speaking in a conversation type
In a
setting
conversation, in front of
in
a
front of a crowd.
public, exactly, in front of a crowd. And yeah, I have recently graduated from college. I am an electrical engineer, and I feel that in the near future, I will have to give a lot of presentations at work, so especially in English. So that's why I'd like to be, used to it. And even though I can already speak in English, I can make sentences, but I know, what's the word I'm looking for? I know my strengths and my weaknesses. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Uh-huh. And so do you have to give speeches in public, like in front of an audience often?
Yes, I do. But it's only in Portuguese. But as soon as my English improves, I will have to make a speech in front of a lot of people in public. So that's why I needed to practice more. I even bought a whiteboard. I think you can see it. It's over
Uh,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
you know, behind the stairs. Can you see it?
right.
And
Okay, I can see it.
yeah, so most of the time I learn during the day, phrasal verbs, idioms, and things like that. I write them on the board, and I try to make sentences. Unfortunately, in my family, I'm the only one who speaks English, so I don't have anyone to speak English with at home. Only here on Cambly, but as you can see, I only have 15 minutes. So I try to make the most out of my time.
Yes, definitely. And one thing I will say, like that hopefully will help is even if it's not your native language, you know, our personalities can transcend the language barrier, right?
Yes.
So often we're so focused on what we're saying that we don't like express ourselves the way we want to because we're thinking too much. But if you focus on just being yourself, then it comes off, like you said, you want to work on naturalness, you know, like being natural and even in speaking English. And that's going to come through as you continue to practice conversation, right? Then you're going to be able to express yourself in a more natural way and learn how to work on your sentence structure and your grammar through practice.
Oh, thank you for that piece of advice. And you know, I have realized that sometimes it's not that we don't know the word, it's that we don't know what to say. For example, even in my, you know, the other day I was speaking, you know, by myself, just practicing my English, and I was trying to say something, and I got stuck. I was like, what I say right now? So I tried to change. Well, let's speak in Portuguese, my first language. And it turns out I didn't know what to say even in my first language. So I didn't know what to say. So it's not English.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's nerves.
So yeah. So that's why you have to practice a lot, you know, really know the subject that we are talking about. It helps a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Preparation, right? For something like that is important.
Yeah. What do you usually do to practice your Spanish? You are in Mexico, so do you speak a lot with the locals?
You know, I do, and I try. And so I think like being afraid has held me back from progressing faster, right? Because once you make a mistake once, you kind of like, "Ooh, I don't want to be embarrassed again," right?
Yeah.
So now I'm trying really hard to just go for it. Like, even if it's messed up or whatever, like it's not. Like, usually we're our own worst critic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and so I do a ministry here, like teaching people about the Bible. And so now I've been practicing doing it in Spanish.
That's cool.
So yeah, so like I've been, what I would say in English, I like translate it in Spanish. And then I try to say that naturally, like in a more fluent way, in Spanish. And because I know what I'm talking about and like how I would say it in English, it helps me to sound more natural in Spanish.
Oh, that's cool. I attended a wedding. A Brazilian woman got married to an American, and I helped them to translate things, you know, to help the guests to talk to the Americans there, and it was cool. It was really nice. And but when I got to the point where I had to translate the vowels, oh my gosh, you know, that was the time when things got complicated. And I even, you know, I even rehearsed when they got to that point, and I had to translate. It's like it's a song, isn't it? It was like that. All perfect love, all human thoughts transcending. Lowly we knew, lowly we knew, lowly we knew before thy throne. Something like that. That there's maybe the love which knows no ending. And I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. Something like that.
Wow. And that's challenging vocabulary too. So it's not just like speaking in English, it's like then you have this more challenging vocabulary that you probably don't use often, right?
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of what a lot of words mean before. But I looked them up and I could increase my vocabulary. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. So I can't believe you did that. That's awesome. Good for you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I had to overcome my fears when she invited me to, because I didn't know her before. A cousin of mine, you know, introduced us both, and she asked me to help her to help her out, and I agreed. I was like, what am I doing? At first, but then I could do it, and I feel so glad, because life is so short, and we have to try to do those things in order to be better. And right now, I remember that, that situation, and I feel so happy because I could do that, and that's cool. That's really how. I feel so happy when she said, "Oh, thanks so much for helping me," and yeah, I feel so happy.
And that's so amazing because in English, I'm sure you've heard this before, but like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Have you heard
Yes,
that?
I have heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so like for you, like when I push myself out of my comfort zone, that's when you really grow, right? Like you see the growth because you're like,
yeah,
it's so uncomfortable, it's hard, but you feel so good after because you're like, I did it.
yeah, exactly. The happiness after the fear, it's so cool. It's so great.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I'd like to keep practicing, and if more opportunities like that, I'd like to help people to speak in English, and to translate for them, because it was really nice when an American was talking to other person, and they weren't understand each other, and I had to run. Oh, okay, what are you saying? Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
back and forth, to think in Portuguese and English at the same time. It was so hard. I didn't know it would be like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't know whether it was speaking in English or in Portuguese.
Yeah. Yeah. Your brain's like, what am I doing? If that's something you enjoy, like you enjoy that type of work, even a good exercise of like watching a movie in Portuguese and then stopping, like pausing and translating it into English, like trying to explain it to someone in English and just getting in the habit of doing that so you can kind of like get more used to that.
Yeah, thank you. And when we translate things, sometimes we tend to we don't use the exact same words, but we try to use the words that people will be familiar with, right? Because some certain words in English, for example, definitely, absolutely, those are too formal here. We don't use them. So I had to look for a word that, represent almost the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Wow. And that takes a lot of effort on your part, right? To like search your brain for the right word.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
haven't ever been an interpreter before, but it was a great experience, and it's a great story to tell when people ask me about that.
Yeah, definitely. Good for you. And what an accomplishment, for you with
Yeah,
with your.
it is also. Oh my gosh, we are out of time, but thanks so much for this incredible class.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Yes, keep up the good work. You're doing amazing. And if you ever
Thank
want to
you.
work on something specific, just let me know and I can try to help you as best
Thank
I
you.
can.
Perfect. Thanks so
Okay.
much. Have a good work. Okay.
Yes,
Take
thank
care.
you. Nice to meet you, Richard. Bye.
You too. Bye.